guys, welcome back to Midday Church Mayhem and more. This is Kina. I hope you guys can hear me because I cannot find my microphone. Let me do something too real quick. Let me cut on some light here so we can see a little bit better. Alright guys, so I am going to do a whipping chat. Today is Wednesday, I think it's like September 8th or something, and it was supposed to go up today, but I got mail, and in an effort to improve my decorating situation or my small craft space situation because of everything that's going on around here, I decided to start opening packages as I got them because I forget, and yeah, it's an issue. So I did that today instead of Friday, and this whipping chat will go up on Friday. That being said, let's get started. So I am currently working on Halloween Dragon Ling by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and this particular project is actually for the Monster Mash event that's going on by DP Addiction Adventures, and I forget who else. So I got that for this. I also entered the Drills and Chills. I've completed that one. It was a witch with a cauldron. And then I found out about festivals of witches or something like that by Emeralds and Fairies. And I forget who else she is co-sponsoring that event with. But I will also be doing another Craftably. And that one is Faces of Fairy 111, which is the one of a witch. So I think I got my bases covered when it comes to the events that are going on. Again, I am working on Halloween Dragonling for the Monster Mash, and it is a painting by Craftably. I think I did a unboxing of this, 59 colors, and I enjoy my Language of Flowers Craftably so much, and I was looking for another kind of Halloween themed or fall themed thing to do to get some of my stash down. And I'm like, oh my God, I got these from Craftably. Let me do those. So I pulled those out. I have two other ones that I may or may not get to that I probably bought from one of the discount stores or Wish or Amazon or AliExpress. So I do have those sitting to the side. I have my A2 light pad that I'm working with today. I have my pen, my custom pen by Pashi Pens, and I am using glue dots. I'm not using my Tiggs trays, but I am using my trash cover minder from Tiggs trays. So this is actually not trash, guys. These are drills that I fell off and I picked up and I threw in here, and if I happen to come across that color, I'll look in here and get it out. So that's what I got going on today. I do have a couple of things to talk about, and let's see, my dad update. Okay, so I don't know if this is your first video you're watching, but my dad has a lot of disease processes going on. He is a diabetic. He has been in renal failure and non-dialysis for a number of years, and he has Parkinson's. So my dad ended up going to the hospital, because he fell and he fractured his wrist, and also the fistula was ruptured or something in his arm, so he had to get surgery on that. He ended up in a nursing home for rehab purposes, and it has, without going into detail, it has been an entire month. The problem is that they are not getting him out of bed. So he went there for rehabilitation, right? So there is absolutely no rehab going on. And what they have really done is limit the visiting because of COVID numbers. And previously, when he has been in this particular nursing home for rehab, we know that he is not going to comply. So my sister, myself, or my mother, or one of my daughters have gone up there in the past, and at the time that he had physical therapy, and we made him do his physical therapy so he could bring his little boy home. Well, now with these restrictions, nobody can go, so he just sits in the bed all day. Well, because let's just say this, he fell on this visit 3 times alone. The day he got there after being discharged from the hospital, a couple days later, they sent him back to the hospital. And then when he returned on that second trip to the hospital, he fell again. So, yeah, not a good situation. So at this point, there's one nurse there that calls and tells my mom that, whether he ate, whether he took his meds. Now, anybody that has diabetes knows that you cannot not eat, right? So he's not eating. They're saying he's not getting his meds. And also, they'll say he didn't take his meds, but he did eat today. So the question becomes for me, because I am a registered nurse, specialized in trauma for my bedside career, and did nurse education. Also worked correctional nursing at the jail, and my current specialty is case/care management, or utilization and management review. So anyway, that being said, I know how this works, okay? And first of all, if he is alert enough and able to eat and swallow, that is the time that you go in there and you say, okay, Mr. Drummond, come on, take your meds. You just don't not give him his medication, and he is a diabetic. He also has heart problems for which he takes Coumadin, and you have him sitting in the bed, which is a risk factor for a DVT, and you are not doing SHIT. Well, my mom decided that, she wanted him out of the hospital. They told her that they could not discharge him until they knew that he had his seat at dialysis. So the case manager calls and says that she has been calling the dialysis place and nobody has been responding. Of course, my mom calls the dialysis place and they said, we haven't got any messages. So his seat is available. They speak to the people at the nursing home. The people at the nursing home says to her that, they tell the dialysis people that he is bedbound. Okay, let's get this straight. Broken wrist and ruptured fistula. My dad was not bedbound when he was admitted. Hang on one second, guys. He was not bedbound upon admission. So why in the hell would he be bedbound now? Especially when the purpose of him coming to your facility was rehabilitation. Please explain. Somebody, for the people in the cheap seats, please explain to me why that would be so. So this resulted in let's say a conversation being had, and maybe not a very nice conversation. My sister, who is also a nurse, ended up telling them that she was calling the state because they wouldn't let my mom come see him. They could not produce what guidelines for visitation they were following, whether it was CDC guidelines or if it was the state of Illinois IDPH, Illinois Department of Public Health guidelines. They couldn't produce any of that. Besides the fact that with this facility, it is it has a number of facilities. So I called 2 facilities in various suburban areas to see what their visiting policies were And their visiting policies was not the visiting policy as stated to us by this particular nursing home. Now, this is what I don't understand. If you know that a person, first of all, it shouldn't be happening, but let's just say it is happening because it's happening. You have a person whose relatives were present and accounted for on every prior visit. You know that his two daughters, I'm 55, my sister is in her 40s, are nurses. You know that we are not, my sister manages an ER. I have 2 master's degrees, one of which is in nursing, and I get higher level type executive positions at this point. And yeah, why would you play with somebody? I think it has been said in many instances that a lot of facilities and hospitals and such would avoid lawsuits if they were just honest with people. So at this point, my perception is that you have something to hide, and now we're looking. So he it ended up that he will be home on Friday. I have no idea what his baseline is, so he may come in here and get up and start walking where they're saying he's bedbound, but it's because of muscle wasting, because you have not gotten him out of the bed on a regular basis. We don't let him lay in the bed all day. He gets up, he does whatever, he walks to the table, he goes to the bathroom. He does what he has to do. So, and his Parkinson's is not bad enough. Like, he has tremors, but it does not stop him mobility wise. So hopefully he comes home. He was there, he had attitude or whatever, and he didn't participate in the therapy, but he is able to get himself to do whatever he has to do. The issue is that he has dialysis on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The dialysis facility does not want to be responsible, I cannot get this part, for transferring him from a wheelchair, if that's what's necessary, to the dialysis chair. Now, get this. I know that in the dialysis center, you guys let the dialysis techs do their thing, right? They really running the machines, and you are sitting there for emergency purposes. But guess what? In the state of Illinois, depending on when you got your nursing license, you had to be a CNA. So you should know how to transfer a person. To say that you don't want to be responsible for doing that is bull crap, because there has to be, just do it correctly. That's all you have to do. So now, yeah, I'm going to have to get up. My dad goes to dialysis at 6 a.m. I am going to have to take him and my mom to dialysis, transfer him to the to the dialysis chair, come home, get my granddaughter ready for school, get her to the school bus and or drive her. And then at 10 o'clock when dialysis is over, or whatever time it's over, 9:30, go back and pick them up. What kind of sense does that make? It makes absolutely no sense to me, but you know what? Getting him out of there is of more importance at this point. So that's why. With that, my lifestyle has now changed where helping out was the thing I did. I am now committed to something where I can't do what I want to do. Now, if you guys watch previous videos, then you are well aware that I was let go from my job for restructuring and the elimination of my position with a particular account. Cool. Guess what? I'm good with that. I got money. I saved my money. I'm not broke. And I applied for unemployment. So I'm looking for what I want. I'm not taking anything, but I'm going to look for the same kind of job I had, work from home, executive level management position, and I'm looking for something comparable to what I had. So I'm not, that's not a problem. The issue is that my daughter moved to Texas, and if I wanted to go stay 2 weeks, 2 months with her, I now don't have the freedom to do that. Number one, because I'm committed to this dialysis run Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And two, my granddaughter is going to school in the district in which I live versus the district in which her mom lives. So we could have worked that out where, mom has to do what mom has to do, just like I had to do. But yeah, I'm not far behind my parents. Like, they were 17 and 18 when they had me. So I'm 55. He's 73. She's 72. I only got, I'm knocking on the door. I'm on your heels, dude. I'm right behind you. So for the quality of life and the things that I want to do right now, I really don't want to be stuck in a position I'm in, but I guess as a child, that's what you do. And hopefully my example to my children is that when I am in such a situation, that they stand by me too. So I guess there's the pros and the cons, but it's got me examining stuff that I really don't want to examine. I had my kids pretty young. They were 17, 18. I was 19, I believe, when I had my first kid. I had my last one at 24. So, yeah, I had my late 30s, early 40s, and all through my 40s just to do my thing. And, but I was, I still had to get them through college and everything else. So, yeah. Now I'm just free as a bird, waiting on grandkids and messing with them. And I do what I do for my grandchild because I want to do it. But I do want the freedom to be able to jump on a plane and head to Dubai if I want to. I cannot do that right now. So that's a little bit frustrating. Now, what else is going on? Unemployment. I right now cannot stand the state of Illinois. So I applied for unemployment and they switched their system because of all the unemployment fraud. Now, get this, you cannot catch the people that's doing the unemployment fraud, but you can get the legit people who are legitly due unemployment for which their organization paid into the unemployment insurance for this, but you can give us the hardest time. So I applied, and one of the new rules was that you had to sign up with the Illinois State Job Board. Cool, that's all it said. So I set up an account. I'm waiting for my checks. I certified, don't get my checks. I'm like, why didn't I get the checks? So you call them. Now they have this callback system. So I have to wait for them to call me back, which took about 10 days. And in the meantime, I got a letter that said that I did not register with the State Employment Board. And I'm like, yeah, I set up an account. There's what I did not know and what they did not state on their job board was that setting up an account meant that you also had to upload and or create a resume. Now listen, you guys cannot give explicit instructions on your website. That's number one. It's the state of Illinois. You slow as hell. Number two, I don't use the state of Illinois. I live here. I know how you operate. How many governors have you had impeached and arrested and gone to jail? Like, I don't do that with the state of Illinois. So what happened was I ended up just looking at the website, like I signed up my account, I'm in the account. So I said, well, let me just go ahead and upload my resume. So I go to upload my resume. It wouldn't take it. I'm like, what? So it would not take my upload, which meant that I had to sit there and create a resume, which meant I had to remember dates, whatever. So I just threw any little thing in there because I am a professional. I use Indeed. I use LinkedIn. I network. I word of mouth people. I don't need to use your job board to find me a job. I am fully capable of finding employment. And I also use headhunters, of which I have one, looking out for what it is that I am looking for. So I'm on it. I don't want to be certifying every couple weeks or so for you to give me a check and then you to decide that you're not going to give me the money because of whatever. All right, so I go ahead, I upload the resume. So I certify for the next 2 weeks. I get 1 week of payment. So I'm calling, and then here comes the callback method. Do you know when they call me? Labor Day. Labor Day is a federal holiday. Why in the hell would I think that state workers would be working? Yeah, crickets. So I saw the number and I did not answer it because it was a 1-800 number on Labor Day. It's a government position. They chilling. Hell no, they calling folks. So I let it go. No voicemail came up. So I dialed the number back and it was the unemployment office. I'm like, oh, heck no. So I go through the process. I try to set up another appointment for them to call me back. The message says that they will call me back. No, I could not set up another appointment because I already had an appointment to be called. So at this point now, I'm running around with my phone tied to my hip, my unemployment letter in my hand, because now you cannot just use your social security number to talk to them or do whatever you have to do. You have to use your claimant ID. So now I'm tethered to this phone. Not that I'm not tethered to the phone anyway, but I'm tethered to the phone. And so they call me back. So the lady that I spoke with, who was really nice, who I was not mean. I got to tell y'all guys, I was not mean, but I had questions, and that half answer, that I don't know answer, was not good enough for me. So I'm like, so am I going to get my money for the 3 weeks that you did not pay me for, which is almost $2,000, 6, 7. So yeah, almost $2,000. And she says, not unless you appeal. Excuse me? I said, look, I'm entitled to a total amount of money. Like they said, your benefit amount is these many thousands of dollars over this time period. If I'm entitled to the monies and you didn't pay me because of something, and I have a letter that said it will not be paid unless I do what I did, which I did, which was finish the registration, quotation marks, then how come I don't get the benefit amount that I'm entitled to? So she put me on hold. She asked that question. She came back and said, no, not unless I appeal it. So I did receive a letter from unemployment. The letter from unemployment says that this is what they pay me. It says nothing about an appeal. But while I'm on the phone with her, I said, okay, let me say this to you. I haven't been on unemployment, but I know 2 people who have been on unemployment during this pandemic. And for both people, there was an issue in which they were sent a letter, and it said that they needed to file appeal. In both instances, I was the one who faxed the appeal to the number that you gave me, and they got no response whatsoever. In addition, when they called to follow up on said appeal, you guys said that you never got the appeal. The test results determined that was a lie. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I have fax confirmations for both individuals that said that the fax was actually received and successful at the number that you guys have listed. So now what are you doing? Throwing away information because you don't want to deal with the appeal process? I cannot with them. So I told her, okay, well, I hope I get that letter. because I am going to appeal it. I'm going to fax it, and I'm going to mail it to every address that I see on that piece of paper. So now you tell me, and I'm going to put in a call to you to say, I sent my appeal. I have 2 fax confirmations, and I mailed it. I do not say that you did not get this appeal. I want this put in my file, that I have the confirmations that I sent it in, that it's in my record, because I'm not going to let it go. I'm so sick of them. For the people who do right, who are entitled to the benefits, they, it's always a roadblock. For the thieves, it's fine and dandy. I have not seen one thing on the news or in a newspaper or on an internet or social media site that said they processed anybody or arrested anybody for unemployment insurance fraud. So you get them first, and then you try to do me. I'm not going. Anyway, that issue. And it's not like I'm necessarily hurting, but if I have savings for the amount of time that I have savings, why do I want to spend it when I got something that I work for, that my company is legally obligated to pay into due to this? And I will have a job well before those benefits run out. Probably won't even use the total amount. But you know what? Stop it. Just stop it. All right. That being said, we can move on to more pleasant things. So Noelle started school, right? Her first day, she was there for all of 45 minutes because it was noted that someone in her class had COVID, so they were out. So yesterday was actually the first day. Her mom said that they told her the 11th. I remember the 7th, but anyway, she missed yesterday, so she went today. So she called me, woke me up out my nap, so excited, told me all about her day, and so that's a good thing. The other thing with Noelle is that Noelle now has some activities. I don't know how long they're gonna last with the COVID numbers, but she does her gymnastics again, and she, on Wednesdays, has a hip-hop dance class. If her mother does not record this chick in a hip-hop dance class, because I'm going to tell you why. Noelle is a black girl, and historically, black people have rhythm. Noelle, by genetic nature, does not, because her mom cannot dance, and neither can her dad. I don't know why her mom can't dance, but my first husband could not dance, and that is why my son cannot dance. But that makes no sense because my daughters have the same dad, and they do fine. So anyway, Noelle by default cannot dance. So she really needed this class, and I cannot wait to go to a recital and or see a video. If her mom takes a video, or if I go watch one of her rehearsals, I will definitely post that on a whipping chat when Noelle is in attendance, so we can all get a good laugh. But while encouraging, laughing and encouraging. Okay, so what else do I have to talk about? My daughter. Okay, so this chick moved to Texas a while back, right? So she initially moved to Austin, Texas, and everything was going fine, and something happened, and so she ended up moving in. The water in her apartment was rusty or something. But whatever was going on with this water, she like totally just broke out really badly. So the apartment could not fix the water. So she ended up becoming a roommate of one of her friends, who happened to be a male, not dating, just friends. Anyway, said roommate called himself helping his cousin out, moved his cousin into the apartment without even asking her. They were eating her food. For some reason, their bathroom was not working properly. And so while it was being worked on, they had to come in her room to use her bathroom. So they're using her tissue, her food, or blah, 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 blah. The cousin is sleeping on her couch. Now, look, listen, how you gonna screw up my furniture? How you gonna help your cousin out, but in the meantime, mess my furniture up with him sleeping on my shit? You know, she worked nights, so during the day, they're in and out, the door's banging because it's extra people, and she couldn't get any sleep, so it became a little hostile in there. And she is not from Texas, but we do have family and friends in Texas. My nephew lives in Dallas, and I have my cousin's daughter lives in Houston. One of Jackie's childhood friends lives in Houston, and I have friends that I grew up with that live in Houston. So she decides she's going to move to Houston. She gets to the apartment in Houston. She is already having issues, people. So she has been there, let's say 3 weeks. Within those 3 weeks, she has gone to the mailbox at night on the phone talking to my daughter, who told her not to go out that late at night to the mailbox, but she goes anyway. On the way back, there is I cannot call him a gentleman. There is an individual masturbating as she's coming back to her apartment. She calls the police, but she didn't want the guy to know where she lived. I'm like, girl, you are so different from me, because my Black A would have been out there like, oh my God, what are you doing? Do you have your penis out? Ah! Yeah, I'd have made a whole scene. The whole neighborhood would have came out. So he would not have gotten that one off. That's for sure. Because I would have made a whole scene. And I told her, do not be outside hollering help. What you do is start setting off car alarms. And a person is not going to come outside while you out there hollering help. What they will do is, if you bust their windshield, they will be out there lickety split. You can always pay for that windshield, but you that'll save your life. You can start setting off car alarms. They will come to see if somebody has damaged their property. They won't help you hollering help, but they will come see about their property. So that's the way you do that. I'm like, do I have to tell you everything? I thought y'all was from Chicago. Anyway, that's problem number one. So I'm like, first of all, you are a single female. You should not be going out late at night to the mailbox. It's not like you have a new job yet. So you, she understands that that's not the right way to do it, but that environment she was in was so hostile, and she knows the bank of mom is here to back her up in case she needs a couple months rent. So that being said, yeah, I had to, mind you, she is 30 years old, but she's my youngest, and so I had to go back to teenage safety talk with her. I'm like, girl, you crazy. Anyway, and I'm like, didn't they pass that law in Texas now where you don't need to get approved? You could just go to the store with your ID and get a gun. Go get a gun. Then you walk to the mailbox if you feel like you froggy. Anyway, and go to the gun range and learn how to use it. That's the first thing. And the second thing you need to know is, don't try to aim for a leg, a shoulder, a arm, or wrist. Hit the biggest part. You looking for body mass. I'm like, girl, please, you better tear some stuff up in that gut. That gut spill open, he ain't gonna recover from the infectious process that he got going on with that. Believe you me, I am a trauma mama. Anyway, we talked about that. And then this week's fiasco, and I'm gonna keep you posted. It's gonna be the Jackie update, because this girl, oh my God, I told her before she moved, I'm like, Jackie, remember when you were in college and you were having roommate issues? It's not them, it's you. You have never lived with anybody outside of this family where it was a pleasant experience which means, boo, it's you. So even though this time I don't consider it was her, I think it was the guy. But seriously, your history dictates that you don't need a roommate. You are not a person that should have a roommate. I don't even know if you should have a significant other live with you, because it just ain't gonna be right. Anyway, so the latest thing, this new apartment. Now this apartment is nice as heck. We don't have apartments like that in Chicago that are, is less than $1,200 a month, let's say, for a one bedroom. Okay, not to the caliber of how nice this apartment looks on the inside. Anyway, why this girl got roaches? Yep, I said it. Creepy crawlers. Not even the big flying palmetto bug type roaches that are in, Florida and I guess Texas or California or whatever. She talking roaches. So of course she saw one, I believe, when she inspected the apartment. She asked them to exterminate before she got there, thinking that would be the extent of it. So 3 weeks, 3 times the guys have been to the apartment to exterminate. She called me the other morning, early in the morning, because she woke up and there was a roach in her bed. So needless to say, she called me as she was walking to the management office or the leasing office and live it, right? So myself and my daughter, my oldest daughter, whose birthday is 29th of this month, and she's turning 32, I believe. We're supposed to go see her at the end of this month to celebrate her birthday. I'm like, I can't come. I'm not going to come because you got roaches. Girl, she was mad at me. But seriously, y'all, I'm not going. Well, you got roaches. I ain't going to be able to do that. So I ain't going. Yeah, so I asked my oldest daughter, was she still going? She was like, I don't want to, but I bought my ticket already. Maybe I could cancel it. And I'm like, well, maybe they'll have it together, because I told Jackie to go down there to that office and let them know. Because she said the guy, when he sprayed, she didn't notice him like spraying in corners or, it was a quick once over. Boo-boo. I told her to go down there and tell him that she would be getting a professional exterminator. One that takes more than 5 minutes, that gets in the crooks, the crevices, under the counter, rims, all that stuff where, critters hide. And, how did they want her to handle that? Did they want her to deduct it from the rent or just give them the bill? Because I don't live like that, okay? So, I have to follow up to see how that went. Now, my mother, on the other hand, is like, oh, no, they be breaking my lease. I'd be leaving, yeah, that is not a thing to contend with. Anyway, so that was hilarious to me. But like I told her, welcome to apartment living, sister. You could, and I was like, you could be the cleanest person in the world and have roaches. And especially when you're living in an apartment building, because, your friends, your neighbors got them, and nothing you could do about that. And so apparently they don't spray the whole building. I said, shit, call the board of health. Hell, I would. I didn't want to be dealing with no roaches. Anyway, so hopefully she gets that rectified or decides to move or whatever she decides to do. But this chick is not having luck in the South. Yeah, kind of funny to me. All right, let's see. I talked about what it is that I am working on. Oh, so my plan for these diamond paintings is that I think I want to finish all 3. Like I said, I finished my one for Drills and Chills. This is my one for Monster Mash. And then I have the one that I'm going to do for the Festival of Witches. And I want to get them finished in September. Mind you, I am trying to decrease my stash. So I want to get those done in September. And then I want to turn around and work on a custom. I have a custom on my granddaughter that I feel like I better hurry up and get done, because in 2 years that's not going to be her look, and I want to have it up, you know, when it relatively reminds me of her. It's a square. I was not really happy with where I got the custom from, and I'm not really sure. I think I got it from Spell Queen. I can't recall. But wherever I got it from, not necessarily happy about it. So if you guys know of a good custom place, please let me know, and I will try one of those out and let you know how it goes. I think the other issue that I have with is that it's a square, and I got burned out on squares with my first custom of me and my daughter, because the drills were popping like it's hot garbage is what it is. It's hot garbage. So yeah, I don't think I will get another custom in a square. I will just get it big enough that the round looks pretty good. I don't know. If it's a custom, I think I need to do square. You guys put your thoughts down in the comments section on custom round versus custom square. So like I said, once I get finished with this, I'm going to try to finish this week. Finish the one for the festival, which is next week, and then I am going to the last week of September and the first 2 weeks of October work on that custom. I cannot remember the size, but I got a larger size, so I really want to get that one done. And yeah, so that's my plan. This weekend, hopefully I get this done by Saturday, so that Sunday, I can, what can I do? I need to frame. So I have tons of completed projects, and I don't have A1 hanging on my wall. I have not framed. Have I bought? Yes, I'm lying to you. I have framed. I have framed some of the smaller little characters that Noelle likes and the unicorns, and she's taken them home, and they are on her wall at her bedroom at home. However, she has a bedroom here, and she has a bedroom at her other grandparents' house, and I have bought a lot of the diamond paintings for her. So I need to, and some of the really good ones, the Dax I finished, the Craftably, the Bella Safina, I need to get those hanging up, So I am going to work on framing. Now, what I did do was buy one of those canvas stretch frames that that are pretty easy to put together. So I don't know what sizes I got though. So I have to see what sizes I got, and if I have one to fit something that I have done, I'm going to work on my framing process. The other thing that I really need to do as far as framing goes is I need to hit the Goodwills and just go in there and look at frames that I like. I have considered buying a miter saw. Now, I went to Home Depot with my mom one day, and we looked at a miter saw, and we saw one for like $100 and something, which is no biggie. But I have a cousin who has, he was a fireman, he retired, and now he has started a construction business, and I'm gonna need him to give me a miter saw. God, because I don't know if I am going to like this, but I'm looking at frames, and I know what's at Home Depot from, homes being built and remodelings and stuff like that. I can make me a darn frame. I just need to get this miter saw thing together, right? So I can do this, Brutus. So I'm really going to test that out, and put in the comments below if you guys want to see that journey. I probably will film it in a series and put it in a playlist, because yeah, this is me and power tools. Not that I cannot use them, because I can. What the heck was that? Something fell and it hit my breast, and I have nothing above me that should have fallen. And I'm like, what was it? And it made a noise, but I cannot tell what it is. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what it is. I almost lost my cool over here, like, what the hell? And while I'm sitting here, let me close these blinds, because it is now, the sun has set, so it's dark outside. What I do want to do is also, what was I talking about? Framing. So I'm going to work on framing. But what I do really want to work on, and something that I did not do when I started diamond painting, was look at YouTube videos. And I joined this group, guys, and somebody ordered a kit, and they got the little plastic drill tips, right? And so they were looking in their kit, so they posted in this particular group, what are these? And they were like, extra tips for multi-placing. And they were like, I don't have a clue that I can multi-place. So apparently this person is me. And not looking. Okay, I knew you could multi-place. I looked at the thing when I first got it, and I got some extra ones, and I'm like, oh, I could do more than one. Wasn't good at it, didn't know how to do it. I'm still not good at it. Noelle over here, 15 placing at 8 years old. I got a straight 4, okay? Because that's what I feel comfortable with, keeping in a straight line. Anyway, and I'm good with that, because I think I really like single placing, but I'm over here with a straight 4, like I said. Yeah, so she is cracking me up. So people don't know. So I want to do so you think you want a diamond paint kind of video, and some of the things that I have learned along the way, some of my tips. By no means am I an expert, and I'm not going to pretend that I am, but I can direct a person. Uh-oh, I done mixed up some colors. What done happened here? I think I put some 814s and 815s. Yeah, that is what I did. And I'm going to tell you when I did this. I did this at 4 a.m. this morning. I'm pretty sure, because I get up that early. And I do a little diamond paint. And I kind of wait to the, I ask Alexa when the sun is going to rise. And then I coordinate my time with diamond painting. And I get up and I go into the sunroom. I don't have an answer for that. Thank you. She answered. Anyway, so I coordinate the time that I'm going to go out and have my coffee and whatnot and do my morning self-meditation or something. Anyway, so that, I did that. So I can't believe I did that, but I truly did it. The other thing that I did with this Craftably, since I'm on the subject of this morning, Halloween Dragonling. If you get this and you have not started, guess what? The percent symbol, and I wish I had the little, oh yeah, I do. Hang on one second. Let me get it. At 4 a.m. and or when you are tired, let me find the other symbol. Oh. This, which is clearly an X, and this, which is clearly a percent sign. At 4 a.m., they look alike. So I did all my 4 a.m. diamond painting this morning, turned around and had to sit up there when I got finished with my coffee, like, wait, what? I had to pick off all the X's off the percent sign. Yeah, so just be mindful, people. Be mindful of that. The other thing is that there is one really, really dark symbol, and I rarely use my light pad, but I have to use my light pad. I will show that to you guys when I get a little further down doing another whipping chat, like how bad it is. And oh, it might be right here. It's right here. I don't know if you can see this, and I should zoom you in. I'll wait till a later date and show you, but it's this right here. If you can see, you can't see that. I'm sitting down. I'm short. I'm right here. But with my light pad, I can see it. Oops. So yeah, I can see it now. I know what it is now because I recognize the fact that I can't see it without the light pad on. But yeah, it's pretty bad as far as dark goes. And I don't usually use my light pad. Like, I gotta like need it. I use it for things like this. And I also use it to straighten drills when I have completed my diamond painting. Unless I'm just sitting here like, and that's a movie I gotta watch, I'll sit here and try to straighten up some rolls or something while I'm watching a movie. But and I use it when I complete my diamond painting to make sure I haven't missed a spot. So that's when I use my light pad. Oh, girl, y'all, I'm a little bit tired now. Man, I drank some coffee before I came to do this live, and I think I figured out what my problem is with the lives. I'm so busy watching everybody else's posts to YouTube that I don't leave time or dedicate time for myself to do my own damn videos. Now, here's the thing. I have heard Mrs. Crochet and Coffee say that 100 times about how she does not have time to sit up and watch everybody's videos. And I'm like, well, why not? You can do it while you're diamond painting. Why not? So at the end of the day, because your ass will never do what you gotta do. So I get it. So I have, if you looked at my last video, I showed you guys my new planner that I am in love with. Now see, here's my OCD. Since I mixed those two colors up, I can't. When I finish this section here tonight, instead of moving on and getting this done like I was supposed to today, I am going to sit here and pick these out. Yes, I am. So that is my OCD. What's your OCD? Put it in the comments. What else have I been doing? Binge watching. Okay, so now, okay, so I watch YouTube on my smart TV, right? But it's non-interactive. I can like a video, I can subscribe, I can save a video, but I cannot like interact during anybody's live. So I got my Chromebook sitting over here to my left and on silent so I could chat if I want to comment. And I'm watching it really on the TV, which now brings up something. I dropped my damn laptop, my Windows-based laptop, off at a repair shop like 3 weeks ago, and folks ain't called me back yet to tell me what's up with my laptop. Now that's gonna make me mad. Now they said they could not find the screen that of course that happened. I put it up and there's one. They couldn't find the screen, so they bought the closest one. They ordered the closest one, and they were gonna put it on to see if it worked and call me back. I have not heard from them, so that I do not like. Mixed with the fact that I can't find my receipt. I did not pay them any money, but I can't find my order slip or whatever. So yeah, I will be giving them a call tomorrow to figure out where the hell my laptop that I did not use, and I accidentally dropped my Echo on it, and it's not cracked or anything. It just has that blurry screen thing where you cannot see. Yeah, but I'm on my darn laptop. I couldn't even remember where I bought the thing from, which is a trip and a half, because I might have gotten insurance on it. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out where the heck I bought that laptop from, and haven't even used it. So in the meantime, while that wasn't working, what was it, Prime Day? I knew that Noelle was gonna have to use a Chromebook for school. And I know that Chromebooks have commands that are, you know, they don't have the standard like keyboard with delete or whatever it is on there. So they use other kind of control and this, control and that commands to do those functions. So I figured I'd get one, figure it out. If she had to use hers, I could tell her. Well, yeah, about that. It's kind of frustrating, and not everything is compatible with that Chrome OS system, so it's a little bit irritating. So while I can use it for a lot of things, it's just not working out right. One of the main reasons I got it was because of my editing software. I could, you know, figured I could download the app on that. Because Chromebooks are app-based, and I can edit because it's bigger and there's a keyboard and a mouse, and I can just get it done. That crap freezes up on that. I send reports every day I'm trying to use it, and at this point it's just much faster to use my phone to get her done. And so I'm still on my phone after I done paid out money for, you know, subscriptions and memberships and this and that and the other. I'm where I started as far as using my editing software. So that's great right there. What else? Oh, YouTube and binge watching. So I don't know if this is morbid or an indication of anything, but I have been binge watching this channel called Briefcase, and it's about 19th century and early 20th century murderers and serial killers. Yeah. The only reason you all or people think that now, I've been watching this for a couple of weeks now, and I have not gotten to the beginning. This is how many people were killing people back in the day. I mean, apparently you could buy strychnine and cyanide over the counter to alleviate rodent problems. They was feeding this to folks like crazy. Kids, babies, for insurance money. I mean, come on now. And I'm going to put it on out there. I ain't came across a black person yet. So y'all was knocking each other off, and by y'all I mean white folks. Y'all was killing people. I don't know the conversion rate from, you know, like the 19th century to today, but $4,000 damn. Come on, it ain't that serious. They was knocking folks out, mamas, daddies, little sisters, little brothers. They was some killers. They was straight savage. It is like I cannot, and I cannot stop watching. It's like a train wreck. You just cannot look away. I cannot look away. So that's a good one. What else? Faces of the Forgotten. Now, this guy's from Chicago, and I think that's what got me. I happened across his channel, and I'm like, something familiar about him. Well, he has that quintessential South Side, deep North Side of Chicago accent that they made the skits about on Saturday Night Live. If you are old enough to remember them, the Bears, yeah, he totally has that accent. It's not, you know, as exaggerated as it is on Saturday Night Live, but it captures the essence of what they were doing on Saturday Night Live. So that's him. He's an architect. So what he likes to do is go to cemeteries. And I don't know what it is. It's kind of fascinating to watch, but besides all of that, he made perfect sense that once you are 2 to 3 generations in, nobody is going to remember you. Like, nobody's gonna visit your grave. Nobody's gonna remember you. So back in the day, in the 19th, 8th century, people would put photos on their tombstones, and I never thought of that. Now, what I do see now, because my brother died and some people near him, they have like those holographic images on the tombstone. I just told my mom we need to get that for him. So we'll be probably upgrading his tombstone. So yeah, they have the pictures, and it's really kind of cool to put a face with the grave, because just saying this is so and so from here to there, you don't have a understanding of who they are. What's sad is that at some point medicine wasn't what it is now, and you see a grave of 6, 7 kids from one freaking family just wiped out by, I don't know, typhoid or cholera, tuberculosis or smallpox or whatever diseases that were running around during their era. That is sad as heck. Yeah, it's hard to put your finger on it. So I like watching that one because it want to give you something to think about. What do you want to leave? So I am so glad that I have the relationship that I do with Noelle. It's kind of like the relationship that I had with my great grandmother, which I don't talk about her to like my kids. So, but she is, that's 3 2. So my dad, her kid, my granddad, my dad, me. So 3 generations in, and nobody's gonna remember her. So after I'm gone, nobody is going to know that she existed. So that's pretty something to think about. So kind of leave a mark so that they could say, oh, I had this grandmother that did that. So that's one of the reasons, like my doll houses, I build them. When I get this last one together, I'm going to give it to Noelle or whoever, whichever, if my other kids have kids. And this is an heirloom piece, and don't ever sell it, and make sure that it goes down through the generations, and this is who made it, and, keep it going, that kind of thing. And my artwork too, my diamond paintings. This is who made it. I sign them all on the back before I hand them out. So that's the thing. Yeah. I went back on the deep end or something. So it's just something to think about. Like how short life really is, and how you're remembered and how long you're going to be remembered. On a brighter note, I've also, is this morbid? Let me know that too. Been watching a lot of shows of kids, small children, who have basically remember their previous lives. Like, what? So I know it happens, and I'm sure, we all have had deja vu moments. I'm going to go ahead and fill this in since the parchment paper fell off. Yeah, so good news is you potentially can come back. So maybe you'll be one of those ones that come back and remember. And I know the next grandkid I have, I'm going to ask them, do you remember how you got here? Do you remember the last time you were here? I'm going to keep it going because I want to know. The question becomes is, when do you not want to come back here? Like, what is it that makes you want to come back here? What is it that you find out? There's this television show that it's just, I can't remember the name of it, where they examine people via past life regression. And they had this one gentleman who actually was from France in maybe the 1800s. He came back. He remembered, like, the guy who does it, the doctor who does the past life, he is French Canadian. So when the guy said that he came from France, the doctor starts speaking to this dude in French, who I believe, if I was a Hispanic guy, this man didn't know French. And even when he watched himself back on the video, he like, I don't know how I knew that. But yeah, what happened, the premise is that there are behaviors that you have today that you may wonder about why it's an obsessive thing with you, why you are a certain way. And he tries to determine how it is linked to a past life and make that connection and, you know, get those things resolved. And it's just pretty interesting. It really is. I think the believability factor is, A, I already do believe, but B, the believability factor is that there are friends and family that come with the person as they analyze what happened during that session. And this dude really goes and gets like the history of these people. Like, he does as much research as he can, and these people that they identify totally existed at some point in time, in a time period that they said. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys, just a little update on what I've been doing. Trying to get some consistency into this channel, appreciating the fact that people are actually watching. So please put that out there to your friends, anybody else. Hey, there's a new girl on the block, and go check her out, subscribe to her channel, give her a little bit of support. Please give me a thumbs up. Please, in your comments, like, I'm trying to figure this whole thing out, is if there is any way that I can improve, oh, absolutely put that in there. I will be happy to take all suggestions into consideration. And I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy your day. And this will go up on Friday. And I will come back at you. If I don't with a surprise video, I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.